Hello, folks. Hello, folks. I've unmuted my microphone. Hello, and welcome to Starladder I-League Series 13. We've got the second game between Team Liquid and Team Bad English, and we have a draw on our hands, as you can hear in the background, so let's get right into it. And with that, we've got game 2. Do you feel like there will be specific bans coming out here, PQ, to make sure that Team Liquid can't just roll over Team Bad English with a kind of earlier push lineup again?
First stage is going to be pretty similar stuff, because banning the Doom, banning the Tusk, they did last game, makes a lot of sense. Really strong heroes for Liquid. I think it's more about adjusting their draft. They had a really open-ended start with Darkseer, Windrunner, quite a lot with that. But then they really narrowed their versatility down with the following support picks. I understood roughly why they were going for the pick, but there was no bigger game plan when they were drafting, it felt like. They just went for things because they felt it was good.
Oh.
Seemed that way anyway.
I would not disagree. I think that Team Liquid's had the stronger game execution and knew it just a little bit better, probably from experience, how to play out their draft. But Liquid has gotten their hands on the Tusk because, of course, Team Bad English went for banning out the Wyvern instead. So it might be offlane, it might be support. Either way, we've seen Team Liquid use this hero really well, and it's going to be a nice pickup for them. Team Bad English, well, Slaughter and Quap, obviously two strong heroes. Tusk has a lot of ways of avoiding that, and it is going to be Jerax's Tusk from the looks of things.
You never know, they can always do some funky things.
Yeah, actually, it used to be pretty, or not used to, we've seen a couple of games where the support Darkseer has come out, and it's usually these more experienced teams who even think of running something like that, so be pretty excited to see what they decide to go with. But Viper banned out, that's another faulty hero.
I think this is a much better opening for TBE though, just because Starladder's a really strong hero in general, and it enables a lot of things. Kane Jug, they scale reasonably well with a lead, but when Starladder in the game, flat out scale brilliantly, and it makes it really hard for you to say, okay, I'm going to go late game, have a PL or a Windrunner, and you're facing a Tricore, just Starladder does so much.
Yeah.
Now it's flipped against Liquid this time.
At the same time, Team Bad English have to figure out where they can use all of this, and they want to make sure that they pick someone in lane who can deal with the Darkseer harass, especially if it ends up being a Darkseer Tusk lane. That is always a pain to deal with, right? It is rough.
It is the cancer that plagues for
I don't know if pubs are that organized, but we'll see what Team Bad English decide to pick up here. They could go for... I feel like right now there are a lot of melee carries who are very strong. Do you have any kind of ranged ones that you would think would maybe be able to deal with the Darkseer a little better?
They already have the Quap, which is an option, depending how they want to go. But I don't think right now you're looking to solidify which hero goes where. You want an open-ended pick with your draft. So something like that bad, it leaves you fairly open, gives you a lot of flexibility. Dazzle's a similar thing. Slightly more exploitable, in fact you don't have a lot of disable outside the Slaughter right now.
Yeah, the Dazzle plus the Slaughter, it's a lot of minus armor. It's also going to be nice against the Tusk, where the Tusk obviously wants to dive frequently and get those kills, and maybe Dazzle shallow grave someone, so it takes a bit longer. But Windrunner being the one who comes out, so Team Bad English.
Now they've got more information, they can focus what they want their next support to do, or they can pick their carry now and use it as a... Alright, we know we've got a Darkseer lane. Probably. It could be some funky jungle and maybe a Tusk lane.
10 seconds.
You already know you've got the ability to be pressured, so you have to pick a carry according to that.
5 seconds.
And you also know what the mid laner is, so maybe you can pick EA or something that's right against Windrunner, and then you can put the bottom. Now you can play around a bit more.
I don't feel like a a disruptor is bad here. Obviously, the glimpse is great against both Doxia and Windrunner. Yeah, Tusk could put someone in a snowball and dodge it, but generally, especially if the Doxia ends up being alone, or in Windrunner's case, like early game, they're not going to be so close together. And with that, it's a Night Stalker instead. He has fallen off, and they pick the Ember Spirit into the crippling Fear Silence. I'm surprised.
If it was any other team except maybe Secret, I would say I'm surprised as well, but Matumba Ember Spirit is probably his best hero, and I know he's extremely comfortable playing it. He's not the only hero to focus this game, so he's going to have a bit more room than drafts.
Yeah, it's very, I don't want to say cocky, and wow, Team Bad English are the ones who ban out the Disruptor, so maybe they're thinking they want to protect the co-op, or maybe they're even planning on picking up another very mobile hero, someone like the Anti-Mage, but I'm really surprised. I feel like Ember Spirit into that big long silence, Queen of Pain also might go for an Orchid. This Ember Spirit, assuming Team Bad English gets off to an even start with Liquid, probably going to be wanting a Manta right quick.
10 seconds remaining.
He has ways of dealing with it, as you say. He can get the Manta, or he can go for an earlier Blink, or his team's just going to be there to help him. Play around it. It's not
reserve time.
something you can't do. It's just riskier. And if TBE get to a good start, then they can definitely snowball their lead, because Night Stalker is really good against Windrunner, Ember, Darkseer, even Tusk.
So, looking for a hard carry. I'm worried they're going to pick something like the Anti-Mage, but I kind of hope not. It's not... I just feel like there's not going to be enough space for an Anti-Mage pickup with how mobile Jerax's Tusk is usually.
Windrunner's really good against Anti-Mage. Ember's okay against Anti-Mage, but enough lead, that kind of flips on its head. They definitely have the heroes to make the space. The only problem they have is pushing towers, right?
5 seconds.
They don't have to push towers if they keep constantly killing people.
And it's an Alchemist. Do you think this is a safe lane Alchemist, co-op off lane Slaughter? Oh, sorry, safe lane Alchemist and a co-op mid, or mid Alchemist, maybe co-op off lane or safe lane farming?
I think it has to be a mid elk. It's just so close to lane because you don't have the same rune control that you have, you don't have the same access to the jungle, and your experience gets a bit gimped.
Yeah. So with that, we will be going into a little casting overlay. Once again, folks, you can see it in the corner, but I'm Llama Down Under. I'm joined by PQMZ, and we've got at Mac Dota doing stats. Feel free to show him some of your love. And we'll be getting right into this when people actually pick their heroes. So, looking at these two lineups, do you have a favorite, PQ?
I would favor Team Liquid because they have Omni Knight, and it roughly counters most of what TBE are going to be looking to do. And they don't have a way of pushing towers outside of just brute forcing them right now. So, Team Liquid aren't going to be under a lot of early pressure, except from the Night Stalker, which is early choreographed stuff. If you the right wards, you can team coming.
Yep. So with that, we're going to be introducing the teams. We've got Team Liquid, Hiroki playing that Omni Knight, Mind Control on the Doxia. We've got Fata on the Windrunner, another one of... I don't know if he's super known for his Windrunner. I feel like that's not one where when I think Fata, I'm like thinking classic heroes, but certainly overwhelming this patch. Matumba Man on his classic hero of the Ember Spirit, and we're going to have Jerax on that Tusk.
Over TBE, we have Pawn on the Starladder, Giga on the support Night Stalker, Gedrox on the safe lane Co-op, Light on the mid Alchemist, and Zenigata on the support Dazzle. He has decided to pull all his items away for the good of his team, and is starting with only Tangos.
Happens to the best of us, so let's see what they can do here. It's gonna be a snowball. Yes, he is very dead. He won't even have the shallow grave leveled. Sometimes, you know, people buy time, but it wouldn't have done anything there. So, easy early snowball, easy rotation from Liquid, and they get themselves off to a great start. It does force them up top. Now they're gonna have to, for Team Bad English, if they want any chance of getting Alka Rune, but it looks like he'll... This is no contest, but maybe I spoke too early. Fata rotating up. See whether we'll have a clash at the rune, and already having lost.
Fight.
I mean, yeah, you have the snowball. that wins engagements. Pwn standing right up in front there, and are we going to be seeing anything come out? Oh goodness, they've got 4v3. There is a snowball coming out. Who is he on though? It seems to be on Pwn. Who gets the bounty? It's going to be on the Ember Spirit, and now Speed of Light. His lane suddenly got super rough. They're doing a lot of damage to Fodder though. One more auto attack, they get the kill on her. They need more kills to make this worth it. They've lost the bounty for the Alchemist, but looks like they're just going to get the one kill on the Night Stalker, and that'll be that. This is actually mildly devastating because generally Alk wants the bounty rune. First of all, he's got Greevil's Greed now in lane, and secondly, like, he doesn't have gold for a bottle or anything.
Yeah, and on top of that, he also burned himself already. Bought one earlier.
Yeah, he did.
So that'd be worth the death.
So yeah, things looking.
Wins mid.
Yep, and it wasn't even first blood because of the earlier snowball. So things for Speed of a Life getting really rough. Not able to get any CS. So let's look elsewhere because it looks like Windrunner is going to have the early advantage. Of course, things will turn around as there are more points in Acid Spray, but for now, we have a Slaughter up top who... They're all melee heroes here. I mean, yeah, Matumba Man can run up to the Slaughter and he can get Purification bombed, but Slaughter might not be zoned so successfully here.
Didn't say at the lane in decent position. Omni's fairly good at trading. He has pretty high base armor, and obviously the heal is a big swing either way. So, get lane control, they can keep away. But now they're in a position where they can't really zone him. It's going to be really good for him.
Yeah. Finally, we've got the Acid Spray coming up mid. We also even have 3 heroes in mid trying to make sure that their mid is able to get, Speed of Life. I was trying to say Slice of Life, and I'm like, that's not the word. Make sure he's getting anything. But Mind Control down bottom being a pain to Gidrox. Gidrox, of course, does have that blink away, ends up using it. This is one of those lanes where I feel like Mind Control is also pretty happy. Once he gets levels, he'll just pop that Ion Shell on the creep wave and kind of ignore it.
And this is probably a decision made by them that the Quap can solo down here and get enough out of it. But I feel like they could just have completely dominated this lane if the Night Stalker was down there from the first minute and just kept hitting him, keeping away from experience. Because now he's winning the lane pretty handily.
Yeah.
Okay,
the Queen of
not
Pain.
yet, but
No, even now I would argue the Queen of Pain doesn't have enough mana to blink. She could have been caught out of position there. She was taking a lot of damage. Oh. Zenigata, not maybe what you want to have to do, and now he's Ice Shard blocked off. Here comes Mind Control. He doesn't have mana for an Ion Shell though. Jerax isn't gonna. Oh my goodness, he's hitting like a truck though with that DD, and Zenigata has to use that Shallow Grave, but the snowball coming in. He goes for the TP. Oh wow, that is not gonna work out for him, and another kill falling into the hands of Liquid. They have an amazing start out of the gate.
He cut that as close as he could have though.
Yeah. I actually thought the Dazzle might have been able to get out there.
Yeah, so did I, but luckily Jerax knows us much better than we do. So he gets a really fortunate DD rune, and he gets another block mid now.
Oh goodness, yeah, Jerax just being the murder machine. It's going to be another kill. And the Speed of Life at the speed, or A, the Speed of Life. That actually fits with the
Speed of Life.
No, it's A, the Speed of Life, but their team bad English, so it makes sense. It's really well done. It's an excellent name. Moving right along, we've got Pwn up top. I mean, I feel like all of these lanes are being won for Liquid right now.
Yeah, another Night Stalker's coming down bottom to try and rectify this, but can't do anything. The Dux is just gonna search away or
is he?
Fight them.
Yeah, he probably could have given them a bit of the Ion Shell bashing, and while Pwn is getting levels up here, he certainly hasn't won the lane. He's trading with Kuroki right now, and oh goodness, he actually eats the mango. He goes for the Slithering Crush. He's popped the heal onto himself. Kuroki's taking a lot of damage. He'll have another Slithering Crush in 3 seconds. He's gonna dive the tower for this, but he might take Searing Chains onto the tower. He does. Matumba Man is stunned up. He's gonna just walk it off, but that was maybe not the right play. And Matumba Man, yeah, he's not one of those, I don't know whether it would have gotten the kill, but there are some Ember players who like to skill the early point in Sleight of Fist. Matumba Man, not one of them. Oh, cloudy on the ground.
I think it really just depends on the lanes. Flight's really good if you're up against like Quap and you want to dodge the poison, or There's multiple reasons to getting it. It's also really good in the safe lane because if you do extra initiation range, if you feel like you have a lot of kill potential.
Oh no, down bottom, the Quap actually has already blunked in. They put him in the snowball, saving mind control. I think Gadrock's probably going to take a tumble here. Ion Shell burning away at her. Can they even get mind control? Giga is able to. It's nighttime, so he should be able to walk it off, but that was not the trade he wanted. And now they're trying to maybe wrap on Jerax. No, that is just a dazzle. Zenny actually probably wanting to be as far away as possible from Jerax.
I'm actually really surprised he didn't try and go for the deny there. If he managed to get off, that would have been an even more favourable trade. It's just nightmares for TBE right now. All their cores are struck in their lanes. Alk's barely equalising on gold, which is not where you want him to be.
Yeah, it's just really, really rough. I feel like we'll take a look over. Alk is one of those heroes where it's really hard, but he never wants to be behind. If he's playing from behind, you've really lost the lane. Because generally you're playing from something like 4,000 ahead as the game progresses, you know? So, it's not looking great for Team Bad English.
But the supports are constantly going to his lane to try and help him out. And he's barely striking even. He has a few stacks to fall back on, which is great. But with these supports constantly being out of lane.
We've got an engagement down bottom. Can they get the kill? The Night Stalker falls first. And again, and even a deny onto mind control. Goodness gracious. There Jerax goes. I was going to say nobody can be perfect, but he's working on proving us wrong on that count.
He gets stuff done really well, easily, on these heroes. I feel like he shouldn't be able to do it in 90% of games. Does that either.
Yeah, he plays really well all the time. It's kind of... I don't know, I think it's pretty amazing. I was definitely one of those people who was a bit saddened that they didn't manage to make it into the majors, but either way, the majors were a fantastic series, and now Zenigata, he's been caught off guard. Windrun is coming in as well. He, of course, has the shallow grave, and they actually decide to stop going for this kill. I'm really surprised, maybe deciding it would take them too long, waste some of Windrun's time.
On top of that, maybe they just didn't get a hero they wanted to see on the Swap wasn't bottom, the Night Stalker definitely wasn't visible, so safer play.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's like 2 gold for getting that kill, and it's not the biggest bounty.
Certainly discipline, always something that can be much more favorable when it comes to some of these more experienced teams. And I think that's actually something as a whole that we see in Dota. The kind of difference between the teams who win is not necessarily skill, as it is something like that discipline. Oh, the Shackle, it doesn't latch, but Focus Fire anyway. TP's coming out though. I can't really turn on this Windrunner, and it is, it's 7 minutes in. Night Stalker's had 3 minutes of this first nighttime. Yeah, he's gotten the only 2 kills that Team Bad English have, but I don't think that's enough.
No, he really needs at least level 4 to be able to do anything. If he has that, Kroki's got a TP, he's probably going to be able to come and counter the gank. So, it's really hard for him. I feel like he should... he probably needs bottom at the start so he could actually Dark there and allow the Quap to get a lead in the lane, and then he could be greedy and start pulling or around the map like he's doing now.
Yeah, we've got Kuroki going down on the top lane, Slithering Crush plus the amp damage doing a lot of damage. Matombaman's actually already used his TP, and now he's being stunned. Oh, there's gonna be the Slithering Crush. It comes out. Oh, Sonic Wave as well to finish him off. Matombaman, great prejudice against him, and now up in the bottom area-ish. Oh gosh, that is dead Zenigata, but you're happy with that trade as long as you don't also lose the speed of life, and he's going to get out just fine. That was really well played, and I feel like Pone there, really knowing his limits. I think Matombaman came back in with that Remnant thinking he could be greedy and continue following, and they punished him for it.
Meanwhile, bottom, Dr. is up vacuuming the elk up onto cliff, and he has to TP out, and they lose.
It's better than dying, right? I think you're happy to be vacuumed onto a cliff if it leads to not death. We've got a nice little dagger coming out, the Shadow Strike. I don't think Quap can get the kills here, and even though Fodder is super deep, they have nothing to catch him. Just for a second, I mean, we've got Slithering Crush, big AoE stun, and sure, poisoned, oh, she's going in with the Scream. She manages to kill off Jerax, uncharacteristic mistake for him, but here come the Remnants. There's gonna be a Searing Chains. No, he still hasn't used it. There he goes, and Gadrox is dead. That hero is like paper.
That was definitely not a mistake, that was bait.
You think so? He for sure thought he would die for it? Okay.
There's no way that he owned that opportunity. He was fine, he could have ran away. But if he dies there and the Quap blinks in, it's worth it for him.
Yep. Oh. Taking a look around, I think we've got The only thing that, while Team Bad English, I think they've gotten a couple of kills and they've got some stacks for the Alk, which should help bring them back. A little bit worried about how low level the Dazzle is, and as I say that, of course, since the Alk is out of mid, Dazzle's maybe going to get no, Dazzle's actually going to go help Alk with the stack. Never mind.
He takes it slowly with only level 2 acid spray. He needs to be doing like so many things this game. It feels like.
Oh, they actually go to pop the stun, but they're not going to be able to get anywhere near close to the Windrunner, and yeah, that's a self-stun onto the speed of life. That is rough.
He's had a really hard game, mostly due to just how well Liquid have been playing around, controlling the runes, and it's not an easy matchup against Brunner regardless, even if you do get the runes in your favor.
Yeah, and this is something we don't often see. Team Liquid a little bit ahead in gold and experience, despite being up against an Alchemist. The experienced one, maybe not too surprising, but up in gold against an Alk, oof, that is rough.
Now they're going to contest these stacks where they're going on.
Can they though? The stacks are falling. Can they get them in time on the side of Team Bad English? Here comes the Doxia. Mind Control has an Invis rune. Of course he does. Zenigata must realize that he's taking some damage, and the speed of life is getting so low. He needs to pop that ult. He does. The wall is even dropped. Do they have a stun? But here comes Jerax, and he's just gonna probably kill off everyone. The shackle between the two of them. Power shot. Finally, the speed of life goes down. Giga now taking the focus fire. He's probably gonna fall as well. Can they catch anybody else? But instead it's the Dazzle who goes down first. Boom! Getting fodder. Sonic Wave coming through as well. If they kill Jerax as well, this becomes still not quite worth it, but it's something. Pone should have another Slithering Crush coming off a cooldown. He manages to use the sprint, but Jerax, there is the ulti, the global. Oh, they are not able. The GA saving their lives. Nobody can damage them. Actually, oh, Searing Chains, and Giga is going down. Warrior's Punch and Pone gonna burn down. That was an ultra
so
kill.
Painful.
Yeah.
They play so well around juking around the trees, letting their team get in at the right times, using their ults really well. Really nice to watch.
Really well done from Team Liquid, and really just rough for Team Bad English. As you said, it felt like they tried, it was on their turf, but just not able to seal the deal, and Liquid showing a lot more experience. And the fact that Matumba Man even came in there afterwards, knowing he could get really shackled at latches, they're going to fortify the building. Windrunner not going to be able to do enough damage there. They should get this denied for Team Bad English. Actually, popping the ult, the acid spray is down. It does quite a bit of damage if you're not careful. But Windrunner, she wants the lost hit. She manages to get it snowball in as well. Warrior's Punch onto the speed of life. He has to throw that stun, but the unstable concoction is not going to be enough. Focus fire and the power shot and the speed of life immediately get the shallow grave popped on him. Pone is looking for a Slithering Crush. He gets it on 2, but now Giga is the one taking the Purification Bomb. Speed of life is somehow still alive, but Pone, 2 more auto attacks might do it. They're going for the Dazzle instead. A Remnant to dodge the stun coming out from the unstable concoction. The ice shots as well going out onto Pone, and this is looking disastrous. Suddenly, oh, power shot, it doesn't latch, but Gadrox, do they have enough damage on him? Here comes Jerax. You know what he's gonna do. Ice shot's gonna be coming out. Gadrox, he doesn't have the stun. It isn't enough damage to kill him, and that should be the end of that. Power shot not latching either. Holy cow, Liquid are rolling. Oh goodness, and they're not done yet! Oh, the speed of life. He manages to actually get a big stun on 2 of them. Can they take advantage of how close they are? But instead, he's dead. Nobody cares about that chemical rage. He buys back Matumba Man. They can't stop that TP. They're gonna get 1, they're gonna get 2 onto the Queen of Pain, and if they can get Kuroki, this is something, but it is not nearly enough for what they lost. And he just pops the Omniscience, and they can't catch him with the repel up. He will just TP away.
Buyback, look, you can understand why he did it, because they're diving the tier 3s and he TPs into tier 2, but the heroes he was going to be able to get kills on already died to the co-op, so that's even worse. So I don't think he got experience for 2 of them. Maybe he got experience for 1 of them, because he like moved away. But it's really harsh for him, because Farm's so gimped, like there's no way he can go for a Radiance now. He's already gone for like Mexican Concoction, so he wants to fight. He's already so far behind, he can't fight them.
And speaking of being so far behind, Dazzle, 13 minutes in, still level 5, about to be dead again. He can't go for the TP here. He's gonna try to deny himself to creeps, but no such luck against Matumba Man. Actually, Mind Control getting that, but I mean, we hadn't talked about it. Pardon?
He doesn't even have boots on the Dazzle.
Yeah. He doesn't, and he has no gold, we can see. We haven't talked about the interaction yet, but, I mean, Flame Guard plus Ion Shell, that's a crap ton of magic damage, and they don't have a way against it. Someone's gonna be coming in, it's gonna be the Ember Spirit. He is immediately running to the side, but Pony's taking the Searing Chains. He stuns up the Creep Wave. He needs to try and get out of here, and I don't think they have another stun. The Snowball, just a little too late. Oh, they're gonna get them nice ways into the trees, you know, a little vacation for them.
Yeah, that's top of the repel as well. So this Ember is literally game. He can do
Yeah.
whatever he wants in these fights.
It's something where Ember Spirit, traditionally a hero that can't deal with physical damage. That's why you end up picking stuff like the Slaughter, different one. That's why you pick a stuff like the Slaughter and the Dazzle. But with Guardian Angel, he doesn't have to care. And then with Repel, as you said, you can't touch him. Quap is going to get snowballed in on. Will there be a Walrus Punch to lock her down as well? Searing Chains, Power Shot finishes her off. And now Pwn, he is trying to get a Slithering Crush out on anyone. That was a strange vacuum. But Matamba Man coming in with that Flame Guard and the Ion Shell doing mass amounts of magic damage. Jerax, for once, doesn't catch someone, but Pwn, he is dead. Dunzo, and no Shallow Grave coming out for him. Oh gosh, Fodder coming in looking for the Shackle of Dreams. Can he get his Speed of Life? Pops that unstable concoction, but it's not enough. There should be the Shallow Grave coming out there, but I think this just delays the inevitable, and Mind Control is going in for more. He's like, hey guys, maybe I can catch up their Dazzle, who is still level 5. They've also got Giga completely trapped off there by Kuroki. Dazzle does end up burning or dying in their base to the Windrunner. They don't even have the tier 1s down, and they're diving the tier 3s. You know, they're grouped up here and they're like, we should push a tower. Oops.
Yeah, it's the wrong tower. They're getting to it. They're getting to it.
You know, sometimes we put the cart before the horse. It happens to the best of us. And I don't know what you do here as Team Bad English. It feels like they had an idea of what they wanted to execute. The strategy will no longer work. You know, the Night Stalker can't be going around ganking even if it's nighttime. So what do? You're deep in a hole. Do you try to hole up in your base and say we've got a little bit of D-push with Acid Spray, with Scream?
I think you have to buy Gem, and then you have to dodge every single fight. If someone gets caught, you let them die. You know?
Yeah.
He's out there because he feel like it's safe, he needs to get some farm, but Liquid move around the map so quickly with all their heroes. Even at nighttime, he's not safe, so the only way they get back into this, get a Gems, get rid of these really aggressive wards, because I think Gem's actually going to be cheaper than centering places Liquid could actually put them in.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's just rough. You have to run one of those gems where you take the gem out for a walk and then you bring the gem back into your base.
It's so annoying to do as a support, but it's what you have to do. No way Liquid are going to ever be put in a position where it's a favourable fight for them with all this really good vision. One in the base, there's one watching the mid lane, there's one watching literally right outside the tier 2 tower.
Ember Spirit has an invis, of course.
Yeah, and they're gonna get the map control they have. There's nothing TBE can do about it until they get rid of the vision. They can actually get to a lane without Liquid knowing about it.
I definitely thought that Jerax was going to go for that. Queen of Pain actually coming in, dodges it with the Snowball. Not going to take an unstable concoction today, and with the Walrus Punch, Gadrox in a lot of trouble, manages to get the Sonic Wave off in time. But there is the Guardian Angel, and now they need to bail out on this fight. It's what you talked about, I think. Team Bad English needs to not fight, but the Searing Chains onto 2 of them. Zenigata is burning down. His life is gone. Giga is going to be next. Pwn manages to stun someone. Is his Speed of Life finally going to get a kill? But no, he just has to turn around and run, despite having the Chemical Rage active, and he is going to fall here. Slithering Crush hits on a lot of them. Somehow Speed of Life is still alive, but doesn't look like they're taking any damage, even with the amp damage. Finally gets the tower onto Jerax and everybody else. Fodder just focus firing the tower, maybe just gonna casually TP out under it. Even though they lost them all that team fight in favor of Team Bad English, and as you said, it just feels like they're so far behind. What do you do?
I can't say any other way except what I said earlier. And like, even though the push with the Windrunner, it's not the fastest yet. You're just gonna have to give up those towers. Fighting that time was at least favourable, but it's still a case of get something off of this. So they're at least pushing out lanes a tiny bit. Right now, they should really be trying to de-ward. This Dazzle is still 100 gold with a TP and doesn't have boots, so it can't be him. It has to be someone else.
Yeah, it's 18 minutes in, he's still level 5? I feel like they need to find something for him, and by find something for him, I don't mean having the enemies gank him, because of course he's standing right back on top of another ward. We're 10,000 net worth behind for Team Bad English, 7.5 thousand gold. The Alchemist is, I think, 5th on the farm, 6th now? No, still 5th. He's about to be eclipsed by an Omni.
That dodges the gank with the light on the Slithering Crush.
Yeah, they're gonna get up
Can't even catch him out.
No, not at all. While Slaughter does have a blink out, it's not something where you can blink Slithering Crush because of course, Remnant instant cost point, so not looking easy. Now, Saving Grace Dazzle, maybe he's gonna get level 5.5 here. Oh, he does. Well played, Dazzle. So that's something, but I feel like this is really rough, and they need Liquid to overextend probably 4 or 5 times. They get a stun up top onto Fodder. Windrunner, she's getting bashed up. Her Windrun is being used, but she is not as fast. And oh, they have stuff that goes through it. But the beautiful shackle coming out of Fodder. Can they stop the TP? It doesn't look like it. Oh my goodness, she manages to get out. This is ridiculous.
You might say it's not one of his key heroes, but he knew exactly what to do in that situation.
Yeah.
That's so painful as well, because that's a kill that he's on his own pushing your tier 2. He feels confident enough that he can get out, and he actually does. So only gonna spoil out. Come on now.
100%. And it is rough. It is not. Oh.
It's like such a morale defeating thing. Like, no way that kill doesn't work in most games. Time where it actually matters. You want to get this one easy pick, and it just doesn't work. It's like morale defeating.
Yeah.
Now they get Roche. Well, so that's not going to happen again.
Exactly. Now, Alchemist has built up. Let's talk some items because we finally have a bit of a lull in the action in this game, actually having a huge amount of kills, almost 2 a minute. Alchemist, do you think this is going to be a Heaven's Halberd? Oh no, looks like it's the Sanjin Yasha. I was thinking maybe a Heaven's Halberd to pop on the Windrunner so she can't do as much damage.
Middle tower is under attack.
I think either is fine. Halberd is one of those where the fights are lasting like 20-30 seconds probably anyway, so it's more for the evasion than the actual disarm, I believe. He was to go for it anyway, but Senwai just helps them do more damage, which they need.
We've got a Vlad's up on the support Omni Knight. So Windrunner, she gets hit like a truck, of course. She's finished off her Aghanim Scepter and is holding the Aegis. Jerax working on his medallion. Doxia, full mech, going for that full stuff now. Not quite sure why he didn't go for a blink, maybe just deciding that with also having Jerax on their team, or I don't know, maybe just thinking that maybe there's a few dots he might be taking where the force staff will be more advantageous. And of course, Ember Spirit almost has that Manta up, so good luck crippling fearing him.
I think the force is just because this game he realizes his scores are so far ahead, they can do all the work for him. He doesn't need to initiate, he just needs to. If he can maybe force them away from a concoction or some kind of initiation from the quap, help more than him being able to blink and wall fight people. They're winning the fights regardless.
That's something I have to say I'm really impressed by. One, the Dazzle has finally finished off his boots, but Night Stalker is almost 2/3 of the way towards his Aghanim Scepter. It might be a little bit too little, too late, but I think it's really impressive for him, all things considered. Really strange positioning, but a beautiful Sonic Wave coming out of the Queen of Pain, but Gadroxy has nothing else left in the tank. They managed to kill off the Omni Knight, but he immediately buys back in a nice wall vacuum, causing a lot of problems to their lineup. They've gotten down 1, but they've lost 2, and with the buyback from Omni, it's just a matter of time before he comes back in. They really want to go for that final kill, but instead it's Giga. He's going to be falling. They throw out the unstable concoction, but that is Night Stalker down. And Speed of Life, he's being focus fire. It's outdoing the Chemical Rage. Drox comes back in, but Speed of Life can't get away. Power Shot going to finish him off. There's a Remnant in the basement. Tomberman's just going to heal up all the way in there. They might get the Sigil. That's at least some sort of bounty. Queen of Pain screams, hits no one because of the repel, and there is still a Sigil doing a lot of work up there. Potters focus fire back and cooldown, but Tomberman has returned full health, and Gadrox, since he doesn't have the Ags yet, I think this might just be a 1 lane of Brax. They do have heroes on Team Bad English, I think, that can deal with 1 lane, but they can't handle 2. And oh, Gadrox taking a lot of damage. Boris Punch up, is able to blink away and will get out in time. Nice save on the Dazzle.
Radiant's middle
but it's just prolonging it at this point. It really hard for them to do anything. Yeah, the quap needs her Ag so she can actually cut these waves and stop them pushing, but other than that, there's no way for them to push right now. So Liquid feel extremely confident just walking up to the high ground with the Aegis. And there's no way for them to catch the Ember, so it's one of the very few games that he's going to feel confident just hitting a tower.
And they're faking the going back, and now Giga on the sidelines. He's taking way too much damage. Pone's thinking about coming in, trying to get one of those big slithering curses off, but they've got a snowball onto him. All of the heroes suddenly up there. Walrus Punch as well. He's slithering curses 1, but he is dead. Purification, and now Zenigata. Shallow Graves himself tries to go for the TP out, but this is going to leave his team weak. Gadrox being stunned up, manages to get out of there, but the Dazzle goes down anyway, and Speed of Life, he's searing changed up. Focus fired. I think this will be the GG call. They even have Guardian Greaves, because Jerax... No, who actually has those? Does Kuro have them secretly? Doxir, of course. And yeah, that'll be GG. It's gonna be a 2-0 for Team Liquid. I don't think people are really... Oh, goodness. We still have Gadrox trying to find something. Maybe his death. I don't think people are particularly surprised by that, but I still think it's a really nice showing. Team Bad English is certainly a newer team, and they are facing one of the more experienced teams and doing a pretty dang good job, all things considered.
Yeah, I think it's mostly just the drafts that put them in a bad spot because teamfight executions, like, and the way of playing the heroes wasn't the worst. It's just themselves in such a position that Liquid threatened. They're always on the backup.